tgmods.com. TGMods is one of the best store in what most would call a gamer's paradise. They have a great variety of cheats for games like Red Dead Redemption 2, 5M, GTA 5, Cs2, Rainbow Six Siege, recoveries, game accounts, Spotify accounts, and much more. All backed up with various payment methods to select from with an instant delivery service at the most cheapest prices out there. You can also join the Discord server with the links in the description for support, giveaways, and much more. Links to TGMods website and Discord server will be in the description, guys. Enjoy the video. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing an in-depth review of Midnight.im, which is a legit cheat. We'll be checking out all its features and then finally moving on to a competitive match. Starting off with the Aimbot section of the menu into globals and into our first category, which is the Aimbot, we have the enable option, which you can set a bind for and have it to on toggle or always on. Below it, we have the auto fire option with the same bind system, which is disabled by default. As for that, you would have to disable trusted mode to enable it. Moving on, we have the auto stop, which again requires trusted mode to be off. Right below it, we have auto scope, which will scope your weapons for you when it can shoot. Next, we have is disabled, which you can disable the aimbot when you are flashed or when shooting through smoke. Below it, we have the kill delay slider, which delays the aimbot from locking on depending on its values to improve your legit cheating experience. Below it, we have multipoint, which you can set it to low, medium, or high. And setting on high will tell the cheat to obey your selected hitboxes for your aimbot more, with the little setting icon having its own values as well. The last two options in the aimbot category are mouse lock percentages, which a high value would have the cheat lock on more, whereby a low value being otherwise. Moving on, we have the trigger bot category, which the first option being enable toggle with its bind system and the other two options being disabled while flashed or shooting through smoke toggles. Moving on to the last category, which is recoil, our first option being the enable toggle. Below it, we have return crosser and more setting slider for the recoil system, which start bullet tells when to implement the applied settings. X and Y axis being the recoil control values and smooth being smoothing for recoil control. Going forward to the weapon section of the aimbot, here we see more settings which can be customized per weapon, with the first option being enable toggle and the second being hitbox selection, which tells the aimbot where to focus on shooting. Third option, ignore jump, which will disable the aimbot from working when the enemy is jumping or in air. Below it, we have the FOV type, which if left at static, it will always be the same, and if left at dynamic, it will automatically change depending on your target's distance. Below it, we have smoothness type, which you get multiple options for. Then we have auto fire hit chance, which tells the aimbot when to automatically shoot if you have the option enable over at the global section. Over at the bottom, we have the settings category, which our first option being the FOV slider, second being smoothing, third being recoil, fourth being recoil smoothing, fifth being recoil start, sixth being aimbot stop, seventh and eighth being recoil control values. Moving over to the right, we have the trigger bot category, which our first option being enable toggle, second being hitbox selection, third being type, fourth being only zoom, fifth being hit chance, sixth and seventh being delay shot, eighth being auto wall, and ninth being auto wall min damage value. Moving on, we have the delays category, and in there we have delay type and time value slider, which delays the aimbot from working. Below that, we have the auto wall category, with first option being enable toggle and the option to set it on binds, and second being min damage value, which you have an extra setting to override it. The last category, we have Silent aim, which is silent aimbot, which is disabled by default unless trusted mode is disabled. First option being its enable toggle and second being value slider for its FOV. Moving over to the player section of the cheat, we have interactive ESP for enemies with the ability to customize everything from its toggles to its colors and placement. Over to the right, we have global category, where its first option being enable toggle, second being only visible, third being off-screen ESP, which alerts you with errors for enemies out of your FOV range, fourth being sounds, which tells you when enemies make sounds, fifth being off-screen sounds, which is the same as sounds, with the only difference being for when they are out of your FOV. Below it, we have the champs category, which you can enable it for visible only and or invisible with colors customization, being different. Below it, we have the champs type selection. Over at the bottom, we have the glow category, which has a single option being its enable toggle and color selection beside it. The teammate section holds the same option as enemies, which you can enable and customize for. Moving on to the items section of the cheat, we have customization, dropped items like weapons having its own interactive ESP, jams and glow, all of which you can enable and customize it. Over at the projectile section, we have the same for grenades with more customization and prediction, with trajectory options being different for alerting you when nades are being thrown while showing you where your thrown nades will land. At the last section, we have C4 bomb, where you have enable toggle and damage indicator selection. And over to the right side, we have glow chams, which you can customize. Moving on, we have the view section, and in there you can customize your view model alongside with its visual customization with colors. Next, we have the world section, which has some options like night mode and some effects with the ability to customize its colors. Moving on to the HUD section of the cheat, we have multiple options which are visually based, being aim target hitbox, which shows you where your cheat is trying to target, aim recoil dot, which shows you where you're shooting with recoil, aim FOE, sniper crosshair, which enables crosshair on snipers, keybind list, spectator list, C4 bomb info, hit marker, removals, and override FOE, all of which has its own customization for its colors and etc. Over at the right, we have radar option, which you can enable and further customize it. Moving on, we have the main section of the cheat, which holds options like trusted mode, which enables some more blatant features within the cheat, auto accept, which auto accepts matches for matchmaking, streaming mode, which hides all of your visuals, third person, which puts you into third person mode, hit sound and kill sound with multiple sound selection and volume customization to alert you when you land your shots or kill your enemies. Over to the right, we have panic keys category, which holds options like menu key, visuals key, input key, all of which you can set a bind to. The last category being unload, which has a single option being unload, and upon clicking it, Midnight will be unloaded from your game. Moving on, we have the movement section of the cheat, which will only be enabled if you have trusted mode off, with our options being bunny hop, which automates your jump, strafe helper, which helps with automating strafing, edge jump, which automatically jumps on edges, and quick stop, which upon key release instantly stops you. Our next section of the cheat is the inventory system, which is pretty straightforward to use. Select the weapon, select the skin, customize it the way you want, and hit save for it to show up in your inventory. The last section of this cheat being cloud, which holds all of your configuration where you can create, import, edit, and delete configs. Notable mentions: Midnight has a search function at the top right of the screen where you can search for any option within the cheat alongside with the setting icon beside it, which lets you change the language and size scale of the cheat. Now that we're done with reviewing all of Midnight's features, let's hop into some prime matchmaking.
B1. Hello. City.
向包，黄色向包 ，take some。
不好意思，忘记了，我给忘了。沙地还有一个。
One mid. Nice one.
一脚。半血，一脚打中。 ，B 通 B2，我看到了。吹枪头。
And then enemies started raging, so now you guys get to see how Midnight performs when semi-raging.
Laying down smoke.
Nice!
Blue, nice!
Nice! Blue nice! 打得好
Nice, Blue!
直接站着打他们，站起来！
Throwing fire.
Nice!
Deploying flashbang.
Nice!
Nice! 抽打了个逼
Nice!
！Nice!
Blue, nice!
我一起跟着 Blue 走，帮他挡子弹。Nice！我冲最前面。